Hey guys, it's Nevaeh and I'm here to sprinkle my thoughts on you guys. I'm currently on my lunch break, so I'm making a video before it gets too late in the day. I wanted to talk about the truth about motivation because I know that a lot of people look for motivation when it comes to doing whatever they need to get done or when it comes to being productive. And sometimes I hear, I'm not motivated, I don't have the motivation, I don't have the motivation. I just want to tell you guys the truth. I am not always motivated. Just because I get something done does not mean that my brain is necessarily motivated to do it. I guess in a way I'm motivated enough to get it done, but what I mean by this is motivation is not meant to stay there all the time. You're supposed to be consistent even when you don't feel motivated. But the problem with a lot of people and motivation is that they burn themselves out so they don't even feel like doing the bare minimum of things. I want to let you know that it is super important to get everything done right when you wake up in the morning. It should be like the first thing you get done. If you know that working out is hard for you, I recommend working out in the morning. I work out in the morning because I know that if I say I'm going to do it later, I might be so tired by the end of my day that I don't get it done. And the reason for this is because in the morning is whenever our bodies are more likely to be laser focused on something. It's the main time where our bodies can actually be consistent with one thing, and it's important to take advantage of that because throughout the day, your body, your energy inside of your body depletes. It goes lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until the battery is on red. And then it's time to go to sleep, and then it shuts down, and then it recharges, and in the morning you wake up and you do it all over again. The reason why I say this is because sometimes it's not that you're not motivated. Sometimes it's that you don't have energy because you didn't give your body time to recharge, or you spent your morning laying in bed for an hour and then scrolling, and then maybe the next hour you started watching a movie, and then by 12 o'clock, say you wake up at 8, and by 12 o'clock is when you suddenly want to start doing things. But by the time you do things, maybe you do things from 12 to 3, but whenever you're done doing things, it feels like your day is almost over already. And then you start to feel like shameful on the inside because you feel like, dang, I just wasted a day. Now, I know rules may not necessarily apply if you work a night shift and things might be a little bit different. And in that case, I would encourage you to make a schedule. And by make a schedule, I want to encourage you to start off small. Don't sit here and just plan every single thing from start to finish if you're just getting into a new routine. But at least make a schedule for whenever you wake up. Make a schedule for the first 2-3 hours whenever you wake up. And I'm telling you, that will probably make a difference in your entire day, because after you're consistent in the morning, you kind of get this dopamine rush from being consistent. You know how whenever you're scrolling and you get a dopamine release because you're like looking at things and your brain is being stimulated? You kind of get a dopamine release whenever you accomplish something that you really wanted to get done. For example, if I go on a run, I might not feel like going on a run, but once I'm done running, I'm like, yes, I did that. What's next? What's next? And the same thing. So I encourage you, if you even work a night shift, not even just a night shift, in general, whenever you have your sleep schedule, I encourage you to have a schedule for the first few hours whenever you wake up. And say you have like an evening shift. Listen to me about this one. If you have an evening shift, for example, you go in at 12 or you go in at 2. I need you to make a schedule so whenever you wake up, you have a time that you wake up and you're up hours before you actually have to go into your job. If you go in at 2, you should not be getting up at 1. You should be getting up at least by 11. So you have 12 till 11 from 11 to 12, and then 1, and then 2, at least 3 hours before, because obviously you're gonna need time to get ready, but you need time to lock in and focus on things that are important to you. Another thing that I want to say is after you've actually been consistent with your mornings, I think it is super important, and even if you haven't been consistent, but write down a list of the things that you want to get done the next day. You don't have to schedule it out or write down exactly when you're going to do it. That will come with time whenever you start to become more consistent and you're in the groove of your discipline. But it's super important before you go to sleep at night or before you get into the shower and then go to sleep, make sure you have a little tiny notebook. I have a tiny little brown notebook, and I've been writing down all the things that I want to accomplish for the next day. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I look at that thing and I see, okay, I said I wanted to do this. I wanted to fill out this paperwork. I wanted to make this phone call, buy my daughter this gift. And so throughout the day, I'm checking things off. And as I'm checking things off, I'm getting a dopamine release because I'm so excited and my brain is being stimulated by the the feeling of being proud that I am having of myself. So yeah, that's one more thing. But I just want to let you guys know that motivation is not something that is just is gonna be there overnight. Sometimes you might be motivated. Have you noticed that you might watch like a YouTube video or you might watch a TikTok and they say something super powerful, and then you're motivated for like what, 5-10 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe the rest of the day you're motivated, and then after that day passes, like you don't think about the video again, you don't even care about it. Maybe it comes through your mind, but that feeling of like that rush of emotions that you had towards that video goes away completely after. It's because you're not meant to feel motivated every second of your life. You could be a very motivated person overall, but you're not going to be motivated every single second. So that's why it's important to have a routine, because routine overrides motivation. If you're used to getting up at a certain time or going to sleep at a certain time or eating a certain kind of food, good or bad, talking to certain kind of people, it doesn't matter how much motivation you have when your body is used to doing this certain thing. Your body is always gonna go back and find its way back into that same thing. For example, think of like a baby. You know, a baby will be in their mom's womb for about 9 months. They're growing in their mom's womb, 48 weeks, I believe. No, 36 weeks. 40 weeks. It's been so long since I gave birth. Oh my goodness. Well, they're in the mom's womb for about 40 weeks, and then they come out. But somehow, some way, whenever you're holding the baby, they always go back into that scrunch position. Their body always goes back into that same position that it started in, and that little ball. Like obviously not the same as it was in the stomach, but they always like scrunch back up. That's because their body is so used to that routine of scrunching up in a ball like that, that even when they come out, they still result to doing that thing over and over and over again. And it takes time, it takes new routines, it takes the new way people are holding them. Oop, I'm getting a call. It takes a new way that people are holding them for them to get used to sitting a different way, to stretching out a different way, to letting their legs fall loose a different way. And the same thing is with you and your routine. If you are eating bad, if you are watching TV right before you go to sleep, if you are on your phone scrolling before you go to sleep, guilty. If you are eating bad food, not working out, you could try to do all this thing for a day or two, but after a while your body is going to result to going back to the same thing it started at, because that's what it's used to doing. So I just recommend you being more mindful of it not so much being your motivation, but it just being you having to get on a better routine, and just commitment to that better routine, commitment to planning your day a little bit more. And don't start off crazy, but commitment to adding 1, 2, 3 plans as time goes by, and eventually you will have it stacked, you will get better, and time will show you. But anyways, that's all for today. If you guys have anything to say or anything to add, comment below. I do respond to my comments. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. Holla at your girl. Be real or be real. Mwah.